Hey, Craig Cottle with Nature Reliance School, guest instructor with dansdepot.com. I often get asked what in the world these beads are that are hanging off my pack, so I thought I'd take an opportunity today to explain to you what they are and how to use them. If you happen to hear some, sounds like some little pops, that's a turkey that is basically behind the camera. So maybe you can hear that and get some nature study today too. Anyway, what we got here are pace count beads. So the easiest way to do this and most simplistic method to get a proper pace count is to designate a 100-meter section, and you can do this on a city street, you can do this on a sidewalk, football field, parking lot, whatever. Go to a trail that's flat, and what you want to do is find out a good solid 100-meter measurement, and then what you want to do is walk that 100 meters and determine how many steps it takes for you to walk that 100 meters. That is your pace count. For ease of use, let's say, it's going to be very different from this, but let's say that it takes 50 steps to cover that 100 meters. Okay, that's what's called your pace count. So what I would do is, in a hiking situation, and it's going to be best if you're on level ground to accurately represent your pace count on a city street or a sidewalk or a football field. But you want to take those 50 steps, and every time I take 50 steps I'm going to pull a bead down. Okay, so once I pull 10 of these beads down, what that means is I then have 1,000 meters that I've covered. So what we know is that I have then covered 1 kilometer, so I will then pull one of these beads down. So if I'm hiking along and every time I take 50 steps I pull one of my beads down, and I keep going until I pull another bead down, and any given time I can look down at my pace count and I can see that I've walked 2 kilometers. Okay, it's that simple. So I can keep doing that, and I can have some sort of system where I know that I walked 4 kilometers, and this particular bead set has enough for 4 kilometers on it, obviously, but I can put more beads on here rather easily if I wanted to. And so what you do is, without a map and scale, and actually without any other aid other than this, you can determine how far that you've walked. So there you have it. It's getting ready to rain. I'm going to stay out here and do some stuff, but I want to make sure I get my camera covered up. But that's basically how you use ranger beads or pace count beads, sometimes called an infantryman's beads. So one of the things you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure that you have a pace count for flat ground, you have a pace count for going uphill, you have a pace count for going downhill, you have a pace count for going through open territory, you have a pace count for going through rough territory. That's the advanced look at pace count beads. Okay, so a good infantryman that is trained by the military is going to have that pace count, and is going to be incredibly accurate. Okay, because your pace count is going to change dramatically going uphill versus what it is on flat level ground. But to get you started, I just suggest marking off a 100-meter designated path, find out what your pace count is, and then set your beads up for that particular pace count. So another method, if you don't want to use pace count beads, is to go ahead and just put rocks in your pocket. So you can put, let's say you want to put 10 rocks in this pocket, and those represent 100 meters, and every 100 meters you take one out of this pocket and put it into this pocket, and when this pocket is empty you have walked a full kilometer. So that's another method without using the ranger beads. These ranger beads, they're pretty special to me. One of our instructors at Nature Reliance School, Tracy Trimble, made these for me and gave them to me. He teaches our land navigation classes for Nature Reliance School, and there's a lot of reasons why I like to have stuff that people have given me and mean a lot to me on my pack, and maybe I'll cover that in another video. It's very important to survival mindset. So before this camera gets too totally wet, I'm going to see you on or off the trail.